if you are not doing anything that requires your attention, you can close your eyes and you can focus on your breath. If you are doing something that requires your attention, you can still do the process without closing your eyes because it will still play a role for you. It's not going to be a waste of time by any means. So, and this applies anytime you choose to listen to this. So you can listen to it while you're doing something else, but preferably you get the opportunity to do it when you're in a quiet space on your own. If you can use a headset, that's even better. If not, you can just put it on and you can listen to it on any audio system at this point in time. It all assists you. Because the energies that are going to come in through the process, you will feel that automatically through you at this point in time. And you're going to feel it as it moves through you in a way that will create whatever you're ready to have shift within yourself. All right. So for the ones that can close your eyes and let's put your attention on the breath. Let's put our attention on the beautiful movement and ease of our natural breath. As you breathe in, be fully attentive to the breath as your lungs expand and you feel the movement of the coolness of air that's going in through your nose and traveling into your lungs and expanding your lungs. As you exhale, feel the beautiful release as you're breathing out from the lungs through your nose or your mouth and feeling that warmth that is now gently flowing through. And we're going to be fully present with the whole process of breathing to the point where there's nothing else besides the breath and my voice. As you continue to breathe in and out each time you exhale, feeling yourself sliding into a deeper and deeper relaxed state. Each time you exhale, feeling also yourself releasing any or letting go any tightness or tension that you may have. You will also breathe out gently any stress and anxiety that you may feel. At the same time, you can breathe out any fear, fight, or flight that you have given power to up to this point in time. Each breath in is allowing very powerful supportive energy and consciousness to enter your presence, your physicality, stimulating you. And as you exhale, you release or flow out of you what no longer serves, and at the same time share higher consciousness within the environment, within the air to assist others. As you continue to breathe in and out, going deeper and deeper, feeling more and more relaxed, going into that state of mind where you are accessing that higher aspect of yourself without the ego dialogue. We now instruct the ego to step aside and not to participate. And as it chooses to try to intervene, we acknowledge its presence, thank it for its role, send it love, and send it on its way back into the field. As we continue to go deeper and deeper, feeling more and more relaxed, we open ourselves up to higher aspects of ourself. We create a beautiful alignment within ourselves. But before we do that, we bring all aspects of ourselves back into this beautiful unit, or what looks like unit we call the physical representation of our holographic self. Therefore, we call in our multidimensional soul to fully embody, to enter and to fully embody, become fully active within our body, within our operating system, within our mind. We now ask our multidimensional soul to activate to the fullest degree that we can utilize, that we can hold in this physicality, what we call home frequency. This home frequency is the frequency that has been established and achieved in all of the playgrounds that it has allowed itself to play, and all the forms and all the levels of consciousness that it has accessed. The home frequency feels most at home to our highest self. That home frequency is the part of your soul that has this very specific frequency, this very specific state of consciousness that has allowed you to be able to be that multidimensional, limitless being that you are. Able to see that you are not locked in a physical form we call the human form on our planet, which is just a playground. It is free to flow, free to play, free to experience every facet of it. And that is very instrumental for you to harness through this transformation, through this accentuation of our playground and our human experience. We recognize and realize fully and completely that we are spirit, source in creation. So we activate the highest source essence within ourselves. That source essence is that creator essence. The essence that does what it does naturally, that is create and experience itself and advance its creation. And in that process, it observes its creation because it is its own creation. And through observation, it could expand itself as source, because source is ever expanding, ever advancing. And so that is. So we bring it to the highest source essence that we can harness within our body currently. And more of it will continue to upgrade as we upgrade. We activate all levels of dormancy of pure love that we have experienced. We dissolve all the veils that have, in one way or another, impeded us or obscured pure love within us. Because we now realize that we are pure love. Pure love is spirit. Spirit is source. Pure love is source. In pure love, everything is one. In pure love, there is no polarity. In pure love, everything is equal. Pure love is self. Experience self in multiple selves. Therefore, we now embody fully and completely pure love. And we navigate through pure love. Pure love dissolves all polarities, dissolves all restrictions, dissolves separation. So we choose to experience pure love to the ultimate degree that we are able right now. We ask our human entity to be fully present and to unlock the wisdom within it, within itself, the gift, the skill sets, the know-how it's gained over the 10,000 years of polarity, the know-how of the first 5,000 years in its natural state, to unlock it all, to fully embody, to be fully present in this beautiful expression here and now. We now ask our innate consciousness, our body innate consciousness, to be fully in its presence, in its natural state, to share the wisdom it has access to, the wisdom gained through every single incarnation, series of expressions and experience that Gaia has to offer. And all sentient beings that also resides. To assist us even further, we now allow all the chakras that are still being used at this time temporarily to be aligned, harmonized, unified, to work in absolute alignment. To dissolve all the restrictions and veils that were imposed, to allow fluidity of communication sharing while it's still active, restoring correct rotation and speed, creating a powerful field that is contributing to the overall consciousness of all existence in what we call our human expression. We ask our bodies and its innateness to communicate more clearly with us, to guide us in what will facilitate, to create the perfect environment each moment so that we can flourish in what we call the physical representation. To guide and direct us so that it can reactivate and unlock its true operating system to the degree that it serves us to experience ourselves in non-disruptive or unfunctional state, which we call disease or lack of ease. Unlock the true operating system to the degree we're ready, without impeding in our journey of self-expansion and growth. We now align with all of those channels within ourselves. To become one as this expression. To facilitate further, we also start to reactivate more and more our DNA. The DNA, our transmitter's receiver to the species that were the contributors that make up this physical form, the 5 primaries and 7 secondaries. To allow a truer communication and feedback, which will increase the upgrade within ourselves. Our brother, sister soul contributors have continued to evolve, continued to expand. And that is what is being shared. Therefore, all imposed veils that were put in there previously will start to dissolve, opening up the flow more and more. This will also upgrade the genetics. And through the upgrade of the genetics will nullify, shut down, dissolve any unharmonized programs, elements, codes, and operating systems that were induced, projected, and adopted in our journey up to this point. This is still up to us to what degree, but it is carefully monitored and carefully unfolded. As much as we are in the field of source, we now open ourselves to allow more of that highest state of source, which is us, to flow through us, to illuminate us, to upgrade our consciousness, our accessibility, our self-knowing, our self-sourceness. So the field is now supporting us more than ever. We are the field, we are part of the field, and we are experiencing within the field as the spirit that we are, which is the field of creation. We also have been gifted by a beautiful column of light, highest spectrum, filled with spectrums of light, plasmic energy, consciousness, and upgraded codes and operating systems negate what no longer serves, that is being streamed down through us as we open ourselves to receive more of it, to illuminate us even further, to dissolve restrictions, blockages, polarization, older versions of ourselves, denser polarized energies. This is another level of reminder that we are all one. We are all playing together. We are all learning together. We are all growing to new levels of essence. We are choosing to engage much more consciously with our galaxy, which are made up of many, many solar systems, planets, and beings. We choose to receive the most advanced possible and to activate it within ourselves to the degree we're ready, without negating any part of our experience that we are choosing still to support and experience within ourselves. And that is so. We now also open ourselves to receive more of the beautiful, energetic spectrums of light, plasmic energies, consciousness that is coming and beamed down from our sun. Sharing massive amount of wisdom and knowing that is stimulating our own wisdom and knowing, stimulating our essence even further. Each stage has a different viewpoint and perspective. Each one makes up the whole we are. So as that flows through us, further encoding, further activating, further aligning, which facilitates even further purging, further clearing, and further states of being. We have a beautiful, powerful crystal in the center of the earth that is beaming a powerful, energetic, conscious spectrum field of plasmic energy that emanates focal point of fifth dimensional consciousness, fully experientially enriched, radiating from Gaia through us and illuminating us even further as we open ourselves to receive even more and to use it to the degree we are ready. We are ultimately in charge what we use, how we use it, and when we use it. This is never taken away from us because there's nothing to take away from us. We are the one. we now reactivate ourselves to the degree that we are ready. Fully activate to the degree we are ready, that we are Source. As Source, we are the Spirit of Source. As the Spirit of Source, we are a creator. As a creator, we create. We created ourselves. We reshape all realities around us each moment. We have the full freedom how to utilize any part of this creation. We are limitless in our creation. We have created ourselves. We are learning from our creation. We're expanding within our creation. We're becoming more enlightened. Our sourceness expands. We now realign ourselves to our knowing and truth within. We are in a playground. This playground we call Earth, we call Gaia, that has an organic matrix and did have an inverted imposed matrix once before. This organic matrix creates the main software to experience ourselves on what looks like a playground. On this playground, we have the freedom to play, to experience, to flow, to create personal and multiple extended realities, to participate and to take an active role, to flow or to resist. We understand at this time we have chosen to start to flow more and more each day, each moment. Maintain movement and expansion. Our true nature, who we are, has uniqueness, but is also part of the one. Our uniqueness is our expression, our gift, our shine to this playground with other versions of ourselves. We know that we are all one and there's only us, but we've created multiple facets of ourselves to play with. When we play with other facets of ourselves, we grow much more exponentially. This is why we've created many versions of ourselves on this playground. We have several layers within this playground. We have versions of expressions on all different realms at the same time. Our main focus is here, for this is where we feel we want to put our expression in. We remind ourselves as we activate ourselves that we are stepping up the game. We are dissolving all old versions of ourselves. What we've seen and experienced in the game of life was just that, a temporary game, a temporary observation, a temporary opportunity to experience and expand ourselves. A temporary adoption. All the multiple versions of ourselves we've created were all temporary. There is no need for us to hold on to any facet of it any longer. This is the realization we are now reactivating in ourselves much more clearly than before. We now re-stimulate even further the process that we have started some time ago, and that is to purge and clear everything we defined ourselves, everything that we attached ourselves to, everything we tried to control in the illusionary component of it, all the definitions of experiences and of ourselves, everything in one way or another that we have adopted in one facet or another. We are purging all of that. We realize in our organic matrix, we have two playgrounds, organic 3D and organic 5D. What we are purging and clearing is the old versions of ourselves that were adopted, reinforced, and experienced, and in some way encoded ourselves in the inverted matrix, inverted 3D, inverted 2D, where everything was backwards. All of it was a beautiful, grand experience, which does not align with us any longer now. Because we are stepping forward to what we call our new world. The world that exists within ourselves. The world we're unpacking through our own creation, through our own imagination, through our own dream state. As much as we adopted the idea that everything has been already created, imagined, is not something we hold on to any longer, for it no longer serves. Everything we imagine, dream, and create from this moment on is all brand new. This is using the highest state of sourceness, the highest state of consciousness that is ongoing and expanding constantly. It's using the highest vibration and frequency being shared within our planet, solar system, galaxy, and universe. As source and spirit continues to expand, all creations, all representation of these creations, all beingness within these creations are also expanding. With expansion, with further awareness, everything is always growing and new. What we dreamed yesterday was just that, yesterday. Today's dream is even grander. We now activate within ourselves our self-awareness, our self-empowerment, full realization and activation of our knowing that we are a sovereign being, fully navigatable within ourselves, with absolute freedom and non-restrictive. That we have at the tip of our fingers full access to free will, no longer being governed on how to use our free will. We determine every stage of our free will from this moment. We see the game around us as what it is, a game. Everything is being offered, and it's up to us to choose what we are going to accept, consent, apply in our own reality. What we make real and what we don't. It's up to us to see if we want to play still the old role of a victim victimizer. Right and wrong, good and bad, or not. We know that we do not need to repeat any part of it. There's no right, wrong, good, or bad about any part of it. But we choose to play the most highest, upgraded version of this life experience. Any so-called damage, any so-called restrictions that we have imposed or accepted or adopted with ourselves, we now dissolve to the degree ready to dissolve. And this will be ongoing until none of it is any longer around within our operating system. We have chosen to be here, free and clear, to have our focus point right here and now. For the very reason we wanted to participate, for the very reason we wanted to play a unique role, for the very reason that our outcome and experience here would be an amazing advancement that we chose to be part of. Many of us are conduits. Many of us are forerunners. But all of us are part of it all. All of us are active contributor in one way or another. All of us are one with everything and expanding to the degree that each individualization, which are signature-based, chooses to experience. All for the whole of one. And that is so. We dissolve all layers of powerlessness, all layers of disempowerment, all layers that we are subject to something else, someone else, or some organization. That we're subject from our dreams, our old dreams, our old fears, our old polarities, our old versions. We dissolve it all. We're no longer subject because we choose to be so. We now activate within ourselves our true nature of fluidity, of playfulness, of self-discovery, of being adventurous, of enjoying the experience, enjoying what we call the challenge. We're only challenging ourselves to reach new heights, new capacities. We say new because it's all new. Everything is new every nanosecond, if time even existed. We play with time, but time is ours to play with. Not that we have to control time, we navigate time. We navigate space. We navigate every facet of experience. As much as we look at the world right now and see all the levels of polarity and accentuation, we choose from this moment on to see it for what it is. A beautiful offering and dance that we have full capacity to decide our participation. We are instructing all playmates around us. We remind ourselves of that. We only play roles for each other. There's no role better than the other. Each role plays a role. It's conducive and is part of the one, which we are all one. True oneness is just that. We're all one. We have chosen to play different roles. We have chosen to put different bands of frequency to play with in these roles. But we're all one. Common goal is to play, to experience, to expand, further enlightenment, to become a grander source essence. We're not stagnant, never have been, never will be. We're infinite beings that combine our signatures to expand even further, to the point where we, at one point or another, whenever ready, whenever that is, to become that sourceness, where everything is everything and nothing is nothing. Because everything is of your capacity of creation. We open our hearts. We shine the sunlight within us. Our life force. We share. We do not deplete. We share. In sharing, we also receive to enforce ourselves. As we share, as we open that luminous part of ourselves, we powerfully transform every facet around us. We harness pure love. We harness oneness, sourceness, and our creative aspect of ourselves to the fullest degree. We're all aligning beautifully and powerfully. Together, We support aspects of ourselves to become grander aspects of self. We remind ourselves at this time we're upgrading the human experience. We're upgrading the playground. We're bringing forth our sourceness more than ever in a conscious way to experience ourselves in human form in what we call the playground Earth. Gaia responds to us with pure love, only creating some accentuation time to time to stimulate and assist us. We give not only permission but instructions on what degree to play. When, how, where. And that is so. We're all working together. We're not separate, even though it may look that way. That's the illusion that we are realizing and dissolving along the way. We are a powerful being. We are the purest sense of source, the purest sense of spirit, which is creation, source in creation. We reactivate that fully, remind ourselves fully, and go out and play. Go out being the genuine self that we are, the uniqueness in the beautiful canvas that we play together within. With our open hearts, with our open essence, refusing, merging with each other, stimulating each other, reminding each other, and aligning our energies to become more powerful co-creators, more crystal clear. More aware, and more tuned to our present stages as we unfold them. And that is so. As our bodies shift, our consciousness shifts, our overall consciousness shifts, our mind shifts, those shifts are upgrades. Those upgrades are to align with what we are becoming more of each moment. And that is so. We reactivate within ourselves. We are truly the designer, navigator of our reality and all the multiple realities we choose to engage with. Everything opposite to that is just a projected illusion for us to adopt or not. We know better now that this is all optional, and that is so. We now gently put our attention on the breath, being present with the breath, being present with the body as we focus on the breath, paying attention to the sensation of the breath, to feel the movement of the breath, to observe the flow of the breath, to remind us of the flow of life through the breath. Life is a flow. And as you focus on the breath, being fully present with the breath, just pay attention to the beautiful inhalation and exhalation. Just noticing and acknowledging the rhythm of ease. Reminding you the dance of life being of ease, of fluidity. We're going to use the next 5 breaths to get to the point where we are conscious of our environment, conscious of our awareness of our reality around us, going into an awakened state, to be present wherever we are. After the 5th breath, we can gently open our eyes, be fully present in our environment, noticing our environment more clearly than ever before. Everything that may have been subtle may be fully, more clearly present. But we just allow that to be. So let's put the next 5 breaths as a way to bring to awakened state. After the 5th breath, we gently open our eyes. We will be completely refreshed, wide awake, fully feeling that excitement and that new vibrancy and energy, zest of life, potentialities with no limits, creator unpacking itself. When comfortable, you can gently open your eyes and be fully present of your environment. As I welcome you back, welcome you, the newest version of you, to this playground. The playground we chose to play together. The playground that we chose to co-create. The playground that we are bringing every aspect of our natural state into play. Bringing more of your natural essence, the true you, the pure you, to the playground.